Another difference between modern medicine and traditional Lakota medicine is that the traditional healers have to be very dynamic because they attend to all four of these aspects in order to help people get back into balance. Whereas in modern medicine, the doctors primarily attend to the physical aspect of health. Another word for modern doctor is physician, which has the same root as physical, which is from the Latin physic, meaning the natural sciences. I think most of us understand how all four aspects are related to our health and well-being. For example, most people believe that mental stress can cause physical illness, and physical illness can cause emotional depression. And when people are searching for the meaning of life spiritually, they can feel out of balance in any of these areas. Also, people have a natural tendency to try to get themselves back into balance, even if they are unaware of this symbolism. For example, when people are physically ill and in the hospital, they tend to become more spiritual. This is one reason why there are chapels in most hospitals. Also, when people are emotionally upset, one response is to rationalize to get back into balance. Another example of our understanding of this symbolism is within athletics. Coaches often refer to pride and team unity as being the values that make up team spirit. And from team spirit, people develop mental strength and mental toughness, which influences the physical performance. And many athletes believe that the most important part of their physical performance lies within mental strength. It is also a common saying that games are won on emotion. And what this means is that the physical performance produces an emotion which feeds back into the team spirit, or pride. In this way, it can be seen how winning breeds winning through the emotional, spiritual, and mental aspects. I believe that one reason why sports are popular, particularly among men, is that this is one area in modern society that allows men to be openly emotional. Another way to look at the medicine wheel is mind, body, heart, and soul. The spiritual nature can be called the spirit or the soul, mental nature is the mind, physical nature is the body, and for emotions, we use heart as the symbol for emotions. For example, when you feel for someone, your heart goes out to them. Or when you feel bad, your heart is broken. This is very similar to Plato's philosophy. He referred to a soul, mind, and body. But in the medicine wheel, emotions are seen as a separate entity, making it a circular symbolism. Plato saw emotions as being part of the mind, making it a linear model. The medicine wheel can also be thought of as representing values, decisions, actions, and reactions. What a person does from the spiritual realm is interpret their values into decisions, which is the mental aspect. And then they implement their decisions into actions, which is the physical aspect. And the actions produce a feeling, whether it is a positive feeling or guilt, depending on the action. They get reactions, which is the emotional aspect. And the emotions provide feedback or input back into the value system. So it is a circular pattern. In this way, it can be seen how everything we do, all of our decisions, actions, and emotions, are rooted within spirituality. This is one reason why the elders tell us that everything in life is sacred, and everything we do is spiritual. I think many people have an innate understanding of this cycle, because many sayings that are used to describe people fit this model. For example, a well-rounded person, or a person needs direction, or in balance, or off-center. To be in balance, you can see how important it is to have an internal locus of control and to exist at the center of the wheel. What has happened since the Europeans came to this continent is that many of the spiritual aspects have been taken away. Sacred lands, such as the Black Hills, were taken. spiritual practices such as the sun dance and sweat lodges became illegal. Children were taken away to boarding schools, and many spiritual leaders were killed. As a result, negative emotions were generated, such as mourning, sadness, anger and frustration, and ultimately low self-esteem. And without a spirituality to fall back on, these negative emotions went straight to decisions. And that's where alcohol came in, because the action was to drink to numb these emotions. The Wounded Knee Massacre in 1890, in which Chief Bigfoot and over 250 unarmed Lakota people, including many women and children, were killed, is thought of by many people as the symbolic event for the loss of spirituality for the Lakota people. Black Elk, a Lakota spiritual leader and medicine man who lived during that time, said that because of the Wounded Knee Massacre, the circle is broken. And it literally was. The spiritual aspect was taken away, leaving a semicircle of despair. But he also said that it would take 7 generations to heal the circle. And that is where we are now. The children of today are the 7th generation. And there seems to be a resurgence of traditionalism in many tribes. This is a good thing, because the people who have been able to avoid alcoholism or to recover from it are generally very strong spiritually. Within the medicine wheel, it is easy to see how there can be imbalances in the spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional aspects. A person who is imbalanced toward the mental nature and away from emotions might be characterized as cold and non-emotional. In modern society, a lot of men are imbalanced in this way because they believe that to be a man is to be non-emotional. But to be missing the emotional development is to be missing the important feedback link into the value system. If this is completely undeveloped, the person might be characterized as heartless or impassionate because there is no mechanism for guilt or joy to feedback to the value system for re-evaluation. Someone who is imbalanced toward emotions and away from the mental aspect might be characterized as irrational or overly emotional. In this way, the emotions are controlling the person's decisions and actions. This can manifest itself as impulsiveness or poor decision-making. A person can also be imbalanced toward spirituality and away from the physical aspect. In many religions, it is a sacred thing to be a martyr with your body. But in some instances, it is conceivable to see how a person who is imbalanced toward spirituality may actually be running away from his or her physical nature. Being imbalanced toward the physical nature and away from spirituality is something I think is common among people today. These people believe that the only things that are real exist only in the physical world. And they believe that thoughts and emotions are rooted in physical nature. These are the type of people who say things like, "I need to find myself," when they realize there is something missing in their lives.